What's up, barbecue fans? My name is Jake, and today we're doing some Dino ribs. But I don't have 6, 8, 9 hours to wait for these guys to finish. So today I'm going to show you how to do them in about 3 hours. We're starting with some dry aged Dino beef ribs from Porter Road. Take this guy. Ribs themselves are wrapped in another layer here, which is super helpful because, as you know, there's some bones here. It's like unwrapping a little gift for yourself. All right, now the other thing that you'll find with the Porter Road ribs is that we have this layer of meat on top, right? So take a look at this. You can see we've got a big layer of fat here. Now this one's actually pretty thick. A lot of times it's very thin and it just doesn't cook very well. So I'm going to take my fingers, I'm just going to lift it up like so. Show you from this end here. All right, so like at this edge it's pretty thick, but as it gets down here it's super thin, and look at how much fat's between there. So we're going to trim that up a little bit. And I'm doing a super quick trim. Now I'm going to do these on my Kamado, and traditionally, if I was going to do these normal, what I would do is I'd completely remove the fat cap. And the reason for that is because the Kamado does not have a lot of convection, not a lot of moving air, so you don't really get the bark that you would on like a pellet grill or an offset. They've got a lot more moving air, but because we're doing this hot and fast, we're going to leverage some of this fat here to help protect our meat. Just a hair. Okay. I'll throw this in here, and while I'm here, I'm going to trim this up a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. I want a sharp knife so you can get through it. And what I can do here is I can just throw that down directly over the hot side and render out that fat. So we'll make up a little bit of a rub here. I got my pepper cannon set to 16 mesh. Okay, it's about 2.5 tablespoons of pepper there. And about 2 of salt. And today I'm using some seasonal, much like seasoned salt, just a little coarser. Probably shouldn't need much more than that. So we're a little bit pepper forward, not too much, almost a 50-50. Now there's a bunch of fat here, so we are going to use a binder, and we're just going to use some W sauce today. And I mean, you can see all that marbling on this guy. And I'm not really going to put much on there because we're going to pull that off later. We're going to put a nice heavy coat on the top. Just like that, we got a rack of ribs. Now we'll use, this one's pretty tacky. I probably don't need much of a binder on this. This probably won't make it on the video. I'll probably get hungry before I turn the cameras back on. We'll see. Use the rest of this. Nope. All right, so about 25 minutes ago, I went outside and started up the Kamado. Today we're using some big chunks of pecan. I put 2 on the bottom. Then we dumped in some Bear Mountain lump, and then we got out our Grill Blazer grill gun and we got that guy going. I got fairly large section going. Today we're gonna cook at about 300. I wanted to get it up to temperature pretty quick, and then what I did is I put a final big chunk on top where it's hot, and because it's been going for about 20 minutes or so, that's all gonna be nice and cleaned up. And we're gonna go through some lump, right? Because we're rolling a little bit hotter, so don't be afraid to use a little bit of extra wood. Pecan is very good just as a change up. I do like it on pork, I like it on ribs, so you really can't go wrong with some of that. And then what I did is I opened up the top vent 2.5 turns, and then we opened up the bottom left one 1/2 a moon, okay? And then as we got dialed in here, we closed it down to about 1/8 of an opening, okay? You can stick your finger in it, then we back down the top and we backed it back in. We're open about 3/4 of a turn right now. So now we can take these guys outside and throw them on the pit. So our target temperature for today is 300 degrees. I put the rack of ribs on the right side, which is our indirect side. The left side is our hot side, and I put our Pitmaster treat, that little fat cap, down directly over the fire. I'm gonna let it get a little bit of heat into it, and then I'll move that around throughout the day here. You'll notice that it's a little smoky. This is gonna clean up here in the next 10 minutes anyhow, but don't be afraid to put a little bit of extra smoke in the beginning of your cooks because it's gonna add a lot of flavor. Now, don't put it on right after you put that chunk of wood in there because the first 10 minutes is like white, bitter smoke. But after that, it's a heavy smoke, and while it clears up, you can use that to your advantage. All right, so let's bring you up to speed. Obviously, the ribs are done. I ended up bumping up the temperature to 350, okay? Let them go for 2 hours. And then I wrapped them in just foil with towel, double layered wrap them, and cooked them for about another 45, 50 minutes. And they were reading 206 when I pulled them off. And then I brought them inside and just let them rest here. So they've been resting for about 45 minutes. Let's see how they look. Now the reason I decided to wrap them is because I was cooking at such a high temperature, I wanted to soften up the meat again. Can I flip these things? There we go. I messed up the bark a little bit there. I don't normally wrap in foil, but I was really worried about the bark because the bark was quite hard from that 350 degrees. Normally I would have liked to wrap in paper, but I'll tell you what, now the bark is ridiculously soft. So we sacrificed a little bit of our bark there, but at the end of it, I think we ended up with a more tender product. All right, so bark aside, there's only one way to figure out how we did. So unfortunately, this person gets ripped off. Look at the middle of that guy though. Beautiful smoke ring all the way around that guy. Some good rendering. Look, rendering is a product of time and temperature. So when you cook something this fast and this hot, you're not going to quite get the rendering that you would get if you cooked it lower and slower, but still end up with a decent product. And look, we're at 3 hours. Who's our other guy there? All right, so all we can do now is have a little taste test. Do I want to take this little end piece? I don't think so. I think I want to take the middle piece right there. That boy has got my name on it, just like that, and that is way too tender. It's actually cooled off now a little bit. Way too tender to pick up. Take a bite out of. But tell me that piece. Tell me that doesn't look good. The first thing that surprises me right out of the gate is the amount of smoke flavor that is in these guys. For only being in smoke for 2 hours, it's got a phenomenal amount of smoke flavor, like way more than I expected. Let's up a little bit more here. They're good. If you wanted to tweak this a little bit, and you can either set your oven at 170 or you got a warming oven, I would cook them hot and fast and then throw them in overnight in a warming oven, and I bet you it would take them up a couple notches. We've got a little bit of fat rendering that could happen to make them just a little bit better. I mean, look, they're tender, no doubt about it. Tough to get a hold of them, but with a little bit more time, they would be even more tender. I'm not knocking them. I'm just being honest that there's always ways to improve things, right? I can still pull it apart with my hands, no problem. But I think if you don't have a lot of time to cook them, you want some good smoke ribs, and you can make them tomorrow. If you threw these guys in a warming oven overnight, they would be absolutely dynamite. Well, let's see what the dogs think. All right, so Ollie, you're first today. There you go, good boy. And Cookie. Sorry I didn't do ladies first. All right, so there you have it. We'll be taking that off. Doggy approved, Jake approved. These are pretty damn good. Again, if you wanted to take them to a whole new level, I think if you rest them overnight, they'd be even better. Not that I'm knocking them, but look, we can always make better barbecue. And if you've got the time always improves barbecue. These guys had a tremendous amount of smoke. If smoke is your thing and you've got a Kamado, check out this video right here. I did an insane amount of smoke in this pulled pork and it blew my mind. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you soon.